I want to give the Kanye pitch.
Go for it.
First, how great will it be to see Obama have to campaign for Biden against Kanye? Just process what that might look like, of going that Biden is the better progressive and the better representative for the black community than Kanye, and that Kanye shouldn't. Okay, so firstly, that's fun. Second is he's now the fuck you vote of 2020. So that if you want to stand up and go, well, just fuck this fucking system. I mean, he's a much better fuck you vote than Trump ever was, because I couldn't get behind Trump's fuck you thing because he seemed like a little bit like you could buy into him as a political figure. Kanye seems so far out of left field that this is like an even better fuck you. But then here's the most important part of this thing to me is you got Trump comes in as a total outsider. And so it brings you a little bit of hope. Hey, there's an outsider. What you need is like someone to break apart. Like, let's say Kanye wins and he starts breaking up the Democratic Party. It really opens up someone to split the Republican Party. And that's when you start having an avenue for more independence. So the more we can get these parties to eat themselves and break themselves apart, like you can get the Democrats to break from the far left to the medium left, then you create an avenue by which, like a party like ours, the Libertarian Party, does not need as large of a coalition to win. And this becomes a little bit less team sports and a little bit more who's actually going to represent my ideas.
Yeah. Well, listen, I get what you're saying. It in all sincerity may not be the worst thing for Kanye to run some type of national campaign. I don't know what type of ballot access he'd be able to get, but it might just be good to break things up and to get, like you said, give a fuck you vote option, and also just to have people questioning everything. I gotta say, I think there is something powerful in Kanye's message, and you know for a fact there's something powerful in Kanye's message by the way he was viciously attacked when he came out and supported Trump. It's like, why should it matter that one guy, you know what I mean? One famous rapper, producer, businessman, whatever, comes out and supports Trump. But you realize in a way how angry everyone got with Kanye West when he was, supporting Trump. It kind of gives away their game plan. And that is it. And you see this throughout Hollywood. That there can be nothing short of 100% conformity. You cannot have one guy out there who is like popular, like really, really popular amongst kids and black people and like all these different demographics, who goes the other way. People cannot be allowed to have the knowledge that they have the option to not believe all of the dogma. That's against the rules. It's something that I think, and this has been at the heart of my whole cultural message about how culture matters, and it's important for libertarians to get into culture, fights, because this is what libertarians get wrong that the left absolutely gets right, and it's part of the reason why they're winning and they're dominating just about everything, is that we recognize the government as this power center, and we go, okay, the government does all of these things and they're evil and they're basically a criminal organization, and we can philosophically consistently demonstrate how that's wrong and ineffective and a bunch of other things. And that's fine. But the issue with that, there's two. Number one is most people don't think in philosophical terms. Most people do not have major hangups about contradicting themselves. And this is what you see this all around us. Like if Donald Trump was like, I'm the law and order guy, and we're going to ratchet up the war on drugs, and we're going to, like really clean up these streets, most of the Republicans supporting him would continue to support him. If he goes, we're going to sign the First Step Act, and we're going to have criminal justice reform and let a lot of nonviolent criminals out, most of the Republicans supporting him will support him. They do not care about being philosophically inconsistent. And obviously that's true for people on the left as well. I know almost everyone listening to this show who's at one point or another gotten into an argument with some woke leftist has realized that I'm coming at this with like, you're being philosophically inconsistent, and you're realizing that they don't care. That does not give them that doesn't fuck with them. That's just not how most people operate. But the other major problem that libertarians have had is that they don't recognize that government, while it might be the most evil and it might initiate violence legally, unlike all these other areas, it's not the only power center. And the left is well aware of this. They're well aware of the power that Hollywood has, the media has, the culture has, and that's why they go after all of these things, and they've taken them over and they dominate them. They're well aware of all of those different power sources and how much that influences people. And Kanye was threatening to kind of crack this whole thing open and let, a whole generation of Black people and young people know that you don't have to conform to this way of thinking. I mean, Kanye West is like a fucking a religious, pro-life, prison reform, you know what I mean? Like guy who doesn't really fit into a box. And there's something about that I like. I like people who don't fit into one of the conventional boxes, because it kind of lets other people know that you have the freedom to also be that way. I mean, how stupid is it that you have to have the same position on issues that are completely unrelated as your party? Like if you're a Democrat, then you have to be, whatever, you have to be concerned about climate change and pro-choice. What do those two things have to do with each other? Why should one indicate the other? I mean, there's nothing that ties those together. Whatever, forget the population issue or something like that. But you know what I mean? Just two issues that have nothing to do with each other, but it's this herd mentality. And I like the idea of somebody who's a leader in pop culture being like, well, fuck that. You don't have to believe in both. You can pick one and the other and feel how you feel about different issues. And so I like all of that stuff. I like the kind of compelled compliance being challenged. And, switching gears a little bit on another note, one thing that I got to say I really enjoyed and I thought was pretty cool. I don't know, what did you do for 4th of July?
I was home, ate some barbecue, walked around, looked at people's fireworks.
Very nice. So that's what I was going to get to, were the fireworks. So there were fireworks shows that were canceled all over the country, which I really, listen, let me preface by saying I don't really give a fuck about fireworks. I never have.
Me neither.
Just doesn't really do it for me. Not that I've never seen fireworks shows where I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But generally speaking, it's like I watch it for 3 minutes and then I'm always like, okay, can we do something else? This is just, it bores me after a while. It's like there's colors in the sky. I get it. Anyway, but there was something that really bugged me about canceling all these fireworks shows when to me, it would seem like that's the easiest thing to social distance at. I mean, people are just watching something that's going up in the sky and exploding, and they can easily stand 6 feet apart. Like, why? And it just seemed like after everything the country's been through over the last, few months, it's like, are you just determined to take away everything from people? Like, can we not just let people have a little something? How much just economic anxiety there is around the country, how much turmoil the country's in right now. People can't just do something that feels normal to them, watch some fireworks on 4th of July when it's clearly not a threat in any way, or at least can be done in a way that's not, risking.
The colors are showing of suppression because we view the colors and we enjoy the colors, but do we give anything back to them? No, we just take.
That's true. There's a real hierarchy there. That's a good point. Well, anyway, so what happened was this happened by me, and it happened all over the country, was that basically they shut down these big fireworks displays, but everyone seemingly was lighting off their own fireworks. I was looking at
it's way more fun anyways. Going to a fireworks show sucks. Walk around your neighborhood trying to figure out what's going to blast next, and then it's so much more imposing when it's right over your head.
Now, by the way, I do get it. They did wake up my daughter, which kind of annoyed me. But okay, and I get there's people out there who are like, it really tortures like animals, and I get people's points about all of that. And again, like I said, I'm not like a huge firework fan, but there was something really cool about the moment when it was like this very quiet, kind of dignified civil disobedience, where they were like, look, we're not doing any, I mean, if you looked out, if you like were at a rooftop in anywhere in the New York City area, there, I mean, Staten Island, all over Staten Island, all over Brooklyn, all over Manhattan, there were just fireworks everywhere. And it was kind of cool because it wasn't like one major fireworks show. It was just all tons of different people lighting off their fireworks. I saw cops, you know, like scrambling around trying to find them. And eventually I think the cops realized it's like, yeah, you can't get everyone. So just give up on this shit. And there was something to me kind of cool about just looking around and seeing like this visual evidence of how many people were like, fuck these rules. We don't care. We're over this, you know, and like, we're going to do this. I'm sorry. This isn't risking anything. This isn't like, you know, it's not destroying anything. It's just having fun. And I don't know. I thought there was something kind of heartwarming about it. Like, as I was watching it, I was like, oh, this is like a special moment. And so I thought that was really nice. Sorry for the dogs and the babies who got woken up. But it is horrible what it does to dogs. I saw a few people posting videos, and they're like, this is what you're doing to my dog right now. And you're like, oh, that is. And dogs, like, we're just outside having fun, and dogs are like in Vietnam. Like, they're like, fuck it, what the hell's going on? And yeah, it's messed up. Anyway, but I think there was something cool.
Is weird anyways.
Huh, I get your point.
Unless, like, if you adopt them, it's one thing, but otherwise you breed something just to tear out its fucking balls, and then you keep it in the house, and it's got to be on your schedule, and then it's
the neutering thing is definitely the neutering thing's a little bit weird. Anyway, so I thought that was that was kind of nice, and it's kind of cool. Sometimes I guess there is some value in seeing how many other people are willing to be civilly disobedient. And maybe that's a little bit of a contradiction for the thing I was talking about a few episodes back, with talking about protests and things like that. But, you know, of course, like I get the power in seeing a lot of people in the streets and stuff like that. But I still stand by what I said back there, that I would, if protests turned this violent and destructive, I wouldn't be a part of them, even if it was something I really believed in. Even if I really believed in the cause, I would just say, like, this isn't worth it.